Hello everyone. Who remembers the classic Bill Murray movie Meatballs? Well, if you do, you will surely recall the iconic chant, "It just doesn't matter."
It just doesn't matter! I tell you, it just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
So let's apply that same sentiment to the 4 indictments against former President Trump. Can you believe it? I mean, seriously, it just doesn't seem to matter. So let's dive into the latest news update from Americans for Limited Government. We have 3 national polls, one conducted by CBS News, one by Quinnipiac University, and one by Fox News, all done after the 4 indictments. And guess what? Former President Trump is absolutely crushing it. I mean, massive leads over Ron DeSantis. It's crazy to think that these indictments aren't making a dent in Trump's popularity. And at the end of the clip, you'll want to stay to see the CNN anchor's reaction. It's absolutely classic. But before we move forward, I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Drop a comment below and make sure to hit the like and share button. And also don't forget to subscribe to Americans for Limited Government on YouTube and Rumble. You don't want to miss our updates. So back to those poll numbers. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, with all the news coming out about the massive corruption schemes involving the Biden family, it's only natural for Americans and especially independent voters to question Joe Biden's fitness for president. What about you? I'm genuinely curious to hear your take on this, so let me know in the comments below.
So these are 3 polls that were out over the last week. Look at these leads for Donald Trump. He's at 62% in the CBS News YouGov poll, 57% in Quinnipiac University, 53% in the Fox News poll. Look at where DeSantis is in all these polls. Look how far back he is. He doesn't crack 20% in any of them. So in Iowa, you have that 20-plus point lead for Donald Trump. That's actually smaller than the lead we see nationally, where we see these leads of 35, 40, near 50 points in this particular case. Of course, the primary is one thing. If Trump wins the primary, can he go on and win the general election? And we've had 3 polls that have come out over the last week here. And I want you to take a look at how close this race is at this particular point. Granted, the general election is over a year away. The largest lead for Joe Biden is just 3 points within the margin of error. No clear leader. Look at these. 1 point, 1 point. If you go back at where we were at this point 4 years ago, Joe Biden's lead was high single digits to low double digits. This is significantly closer than when we were 4 years ago. So this idea that Donald Trump can't win the general election, I want you to lose that idea. This race is very, very close, and Donald Trump is polling better right now than basically at any point during the entire 2020 cycle.
After 4 indictments.
After 4 indictments. It just doesn't really seem to matter.
That's fascinating.
Harry Enton.
Did you just love that last bit there where she says, fascinating? That's, by the way, is Poppy Harlow at CNN. I just don't know that these anchors really have a clue of what is going on in America and how the rest of us view things. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Until next time, just remember that when it comes to these phony indictments against former President Trump, the voters seem to be saying it just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter!